We are only a few days away before kicking off the month of September, and if you are a crypto enthusiast, you know how important this month is for many people in the market. The Ethereum merge is just around the corner, and Christmas might come early for those who are investing in ETH should this event prove to be a huge success. A lot of people have their hopes up on this merge that will give birth to ETH 2.0, with some saying that it will be the last push needed for Ethereum to finally overthrow the first one in the spot in terms of crypto, which is Bitcoin. However, it is not always positivity and support that we see as the merge draws near, and there are of course doubts, which are very reasonable given the nature of the market. But between the merge happening successfully and it being the potential downfall disguised as an upgrade, what are the odds that either will take place? This is Diversified Streams, your go-to YouTube channel for all things crypto. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest news and tips related to crypto, and make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated with our latest videos. We post frequently so you wouldn't want to miss it. In today's video, we will be talking about some predictions in Ethereum, especially when the merge is just waiting to happen. These predictions are not just the positives that we have been talking about in the recent videos, but also those that we think you should be wary of. It doesn't hurt to be extra vigilant in this industry, so we should talk about these things as well. According to Bordel.wtf, the merge is predicted to happen on September 15, and Vitalik Buterin had given the go signal for this date. While the exact date of the merge is dependent on the hash rate, the prediction as to when the last hash is to be mined falls somewhere close to September 15, and Vitalik believes the same. So mark your calendars, as we are officially less than 30 days away from witnessing the merge happen. Also, it seems like all bets are off in this merge, and a lot of people are being very positive about what's to come. Especially now that they have given the event a nickname called Triple Halving, and this is in reference to the Bitcoin halving that happens in the other big network. It is expected that this triple halving will cause the issuance of ETH to lessen, and as Ethereum becomes closer to abandoning the proof of work and adopting proof of stake, speculators believe that it might just be possible. If you guys are not familiar with halving, it is a process that's more commonly observed in Bitcoin, and they go through it in about every 4 years. During the halving, the rewards that miners can get are reduced in a span of 4 years, which basically causes the inflation rate of Bitcoin to go down drastically over time. It is hard-coded into the blockchain and happens without fail. To exhibit how a halving happens, let us look at the inflation rate in Bitcoin during the first halving. It stood at 30%. After that cycle ended and the second halving was set to take place, inflation dropped down to somewhere around 9%. As the second halving happened, we saw the inflation rate go down once more, around 4%. When the third halving happened, the inflation rate of Bitcoin stood at 2%. Now, we are seeing the rate being valued at 1.8%. Is this something expected to see in Ethereum once the merge happens? Maybe, because looking into the charts that depict the movement of inflation rates in Ethereum, we are also seeing the same behavior in the sense that the inflation in ETH has also shown some decrease. Standing at 4% today, it is not as low as what Bitcoin's rate is today, but it definitely shows a streak in terms of the downward behavior of inflation, and many people believe that it will continue changing drastically come the 15th of September. It is expected that come this date, the issuance of ETH will drop from 13,000 daily ETH to only 1,300, which means that the inflation rate will drop massively from 4% to 0.4%. The reason why the merge is also dubbed at the triple halving is because it would need 3 rotations of these halvings to happen before this drop in inflation is observed, which would take 12 years following the timeline of Bitcoin's halving. However, the merge can make it possible for this 12-year process to happen all at once. If we can follow the movement of Bitcoin in terms of halving, the next one is set to take place in 2024, probably around April, and it would probably mean a drop in the inflation of the asset to around 1%. If they do want to reach the point wherein the rate is at 2.4%, similar to Ethereum's, it would take another 4 years to make it happen. But this is most likely not going to be the case because by then, the inflation rate of Ethereum could be lower than what was the earlier predicted rate at 0.4%. How low? Well, low enough to see a negative inflation or a deflationary rate. If you do not remember anymore, Ethereum launched an upgrade last year, which is the EIP 1559. And it was the Ethereum burn upgrade that caused the base fee, which is a portion of the transaction to burn. As it happened, the inflation was pressed down, and this is an example of a behavior that could cause the inflation rate of Ethereum to become deflationary. This is something we might see happening much more frequently than expected, but not really in terms of Bitcoin. It would only be possible for the asset to see this behavior once the last coin is mined, and it will not be happening until 2140. So you're long gone when that happens. But in Ethereum, it will be much more likely. So what do you think? Does the merge's nickname Triple Halving make sense? If you have any thoughts worth sharing, please comment them in the comment section down below, as we'd love to see your take in this matter. Also, if you can spare us a couple seconds, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it a lot, and it really helps in widening the community that we want to establish in this channel. Another thing we need to talk about is all of the Ethereum that is currently locked in the network. It is not news to anyone that Ethereum is transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake, and validators are now taking the place that miners want to occupy. If you own any of the 13.3 million ETH that is currently locked right now, you are going to have to expect that your asset will remain locked even after the merge. So that's $25 billion in ETH that cannot be made available possibly even after a year from the merge. You know how Ethereum tends to delay its upgrades, so it is best to assume that this will take some time. But even if it were to be unlocked and the ETH are now ready for withdrawal, it is not going to be a one-time withdrawal, as there will most likely be a queue for all validators who want to unlock their staking. It is predicted that if all validators somehow decided to line up for the withdrawal, it would take a year and a half until all withdrawals are made. With a billion of ETH currently sleeping under the network of Ethereum, and the likelihood of the triple halving cutting down the inflation rates to less than 0%, it feels like we are all on our way to seeing nothing but greens with Ethereum. But there will always be a possibility that things will go awry, and this is something we cannot take out of the equation. Sure, all the tests that were done in preparation of the merge proved to be successful, but it is really not a definite uphill movement until we actually see it. The network will not come to a halt just to give way for the merge, which means that its operations will continue. And if, we definitely hope not, but if it happens that there might be some issues and a restarting is necessary to resolve this dilemma, it will not be healthy for the entire ecosystem. Also, the quintessential threat in all projects: bugs. These bugs are easy to deal with most of the time, but they can definitely be a headache and potentially pose a threat to the success of the merge. But forking is what we need to look out for, as this is a risk that might really impede all the aspirations that come along with the merge. When this happens, the ecosystem of Ethereum will be split into two, as there might still be some miners who will stay mining on the proof of work chain. If you've been following Ethereum-related channels, you'll know about ETHW and how it can potentially split the ETH community. There are projects that have already shown interest in this by listing the IOU for the token, and this could potentially be harmful, as tinkering around with ETHW could mean having a duplicate of everything you do: ETH, NFT, and ERC20s, all of them. Basically, all your assets will have two versions of each, making either one susceptible to being replayed. This means that a criminal mind might sell them to the new chain, which is Ethereum 2.0, and before you know it, you're walking home empty-handed. So really, do take note of these potential risks and keep them in mind just as you do the best things that might come out of the merge. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you found today's content informative and insightful, especially if you are an Ethereum junkie. If you did like this video, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe. And make sure to keep your notifications open so that you'll be notified whenever we upload content related to crypto. This has been Diversified Streams. Thank you for tuning in, and see you in our next video.